Sorry, I cut that last video off there. So let's just explain this final answer here. This is definitely an upper end question. So it shows that you can compare your kinetic energy velocity equations, but we know that V1 in this case was the adult stone. All right, so that's how fast the adult stone was. This was the children's. Okay, so the children's stone is this much times faster. All right, so therefore the children's stone is root 2 times faster. All right, definitely an upper end or a very challenging question. All right, so the final example. How much kinetic energy does a 100 kilogram person have if they run at 4 meters per second? All right, so we're just using that formula for kinetic energy, 1/2 mv squared, 1/2 100 kilogram person. We're going to run at 4 squared. So let's just calculator work, plugging that in at 50 times 16. I get 800 joules. All right. So what I'm showing here is how much of that energy, the relationship between the energy with kinetic energy. So if a 100 kilogram person runs at 4 meters per second, they'll have 800 joules. What happens if they go half as fast? Okay, what do you expect? Hopefully some of you are thinking, well, it should be half the energy. So when we check that gut instinct, 100 times 2 squared, so now we have 50 times 4, we end up with 200 joules. All right, so you'll notice that the two values are not half. Oops. All right, they're not half of each other. So C part is, why is the relationship between A and B not linear? All right. The velocity is being squared. That is the reason right there. So if it's being squared, if you think way back to 2p, this is nonlinear. It's actually a parabolic or quadratic relationship. So the gravitational potential energy, it is a linear relationship. If you half the height, you half the energy. Kinetic energy, though, is not linear. That means that you can't just half it. So you got to be very careful between the two. All right, so that means that you need to plug in that information, and it's because the velocity is different. All right, so there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. But that should get you started, and we'll see how it goes. If you have any problems, let me know.